Alright. Let's play the game. I am giga tired. But I went to sleep around like 11:25 or so. It wasn't as crazy as it has been in the past. Came over here to look at how much Sepith I have, and I have to go over here to do that. Did I ever equip that Action 3 that I bought? Looks like it. Oh, I totally forgot to do something too. You guys are back pretty late. Interrogating Heiyue really take you that long? No, actually, we may have just stumbled into another case. I'll give you the details along with what we found out about the Heiyue raid. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm back. Chief? Sorry, was it too convoluted after all? No, that's not it. It's just the series of events. Starting to think it might all be connected. You do? Seriously? What makes you think that? I know a lot has gone down in the last day or two, but I want you to try to connect the dots. Especially you, Lloyd. We're really going to need those detective skills of yours here. Sure, leave it to me. Today, we were able to discover roughly 3 pieces of key evidence. The information we heard from Sao about the raid on Heiyue, the intel we exchanged with Grace about the current state of Ravache, and everything we learned about Gans, the miner from Mainz. So there has to be something that ties the 3 things together, right? I think I'm starting to see what you're saying here. For now, let's sort through what we know. Which element of info regarding the raid on Heiyue can be tied to the others? Physical abilities. Which element of the info regarding Ravache can be tied to the others? Command. Which element of the info regarding Gans can be tied to the others? This one is probably not as outlandish as it seems. I mean, we haven't heard of the other people disappearing, but it wouldn't be crazy if they disappeared, you know, for like a few hours or a few days or something like that and came back. But it's probably the blue pills. This has to be it. Physical abilities, chain of command, blue pills. I think these factors overlap. They're definitely suspicious, that's for sure. I think so, Ellie. Now, if we take a closer look, we can see certain things linking the cases. The boosted strength displayed by the mafiosos who raided Heiyue. Gans and his spontaneous gambling skills. They may seem independent of each other, but they both deal with the sudden enhancement of their abilities. Now, suppose we say that the connecting factor in all of these are blue pills. The Mafia must have started involving themselves with these illegal drugs in some way. Not just sell to the public either. Ravache's henchmen must be using the drugs themselves. Is that the general idea, Lloyd? Yeah, more or less. But in the end, it's still just another theory. However, that would certainly explain a lot. In that case, maybe the reason Garcia's authority over Ravache has started to wane is all thanks to their grunts taking this drug. Once they're all juiced up, they don't need to listen to him anymore. Things are starting to make a lot more sense. Nicely put, everyone. By the way, remember the rumors Ian told us about yesterday? Of course, the trader and the stockbroker. Could those two be under the pills' influence as well? Who can say? At this point, that's nothing more than pure speculation. However, things are beginning to come together piece by piece. Feel the same way, don't you? Yes. But if I'm being honest, I don't think the special support section will be able to handle a case of this size. We might even need to call in the 1st Division for support, given that the incidents revolve around the distribution of illegal drugs. Funny you should say that, Lloyd. Your timing couldn't be better. Huh? Oh, I found you. Wrong, Kia. Are you getting hungry? Nope, not yet. We have a visitor. He's a super grumpy old man. His forehead's all wrinkly. Grumpy? Called on me? Oh, Detective Dudley. You're late. Apologies, Sergey. Investigation meeting ran a bit long. This is about the same thing we discussed earlier. Do you mind if we go ahead and begin? Sounds good to me. Before we get started, I'll need you to fill them in too, though. I don't have time for your jokes, Sergey. This isn't something rookies should know about, and actually, I think the information they've found will end up being pretty useful to you in your investigation. In fact, involving them will save you some time in the long run. Are you out of your mind? And again, I did leave the Hayaway investigation to the special support section. Maybe I can fill them in, just... No, it's simply not. Chief, if this is a bad time, we can step out for now. That won't be necessary. They don't call Dudley the ace of the 1st Division for nothing, after all. I'm sure he realizes what he needs in this situation like this. Fine. Listen up. The information I'm about to disclose is strictly confidential. It does not leave this room. Otherwise, there will be consequences, got it? Realize Kia is just standing right there. Yeah, that won't be a problem. Ooh, is this a secret? I love secrets. Tell me too. Well, I'll make you a snack, Kia. Why don't you go eat it with Zeet? The 1st Division is being pressured. The CSPD. Well, it's not quite as simple as that, Bannings. After the raid on Hayaway, we received orders to devote all our resources to quell any disputes between the mafias. Because of that, we had to end our investigation on a mysterious drug we've been looking into recently. Really? The 1st Division was investigating the blue pills too. We only started looking into them a few days ago. Frankly, I'm surprised you even know about them at all. How exactly did the 1st Division find out about the drugs in the first place? We were tipped off about them by a longtime informant of ours. He's a pretty reliable source, so we started gathering more info based on her tip. But we weren't able to find anything more concrete than rumors and urban legends. I mean, a miracle pill that can grant wishes and bestow happiness? It certainly sounds like fiction to me. However, it was apparent that something shady was going on, so we were compiling a list of citizens that seemed to be connected and... What are those looks for? It's almost like you expected everything I just said. Seems like our little theories earlier were spot on. Show 'em, Lloyd. Yes, sir. Take a look at this, detective. What? Are these what I think they are? We found them on a certain individual during our investigation today. We were allowed to keep them on the condition that we protect their identity. Lloydo explained to Dudleydo in great detail. Darn it all, so it is real. And you're saying that it's possible that Ravache is the distributor. Dudley, about the order to stop the drug investigation, any idea who made the call? It had to have been someone high up. Our chief, didn't agree with the decision, but he enforced it regardless. What a mess. Hold on a moment. Does that mean someone high on the CPD's chain of command gave in to the Mafia's demands? That's unbelievable. Come on, how low can you go? The situation appears quite grave. Hey Dudley, it's clear that you came to me because you don't trust top brass at HQ. What is it you're planning to do? To be honest, there's nothing those of us in the first can even do about the drug investigation now. If any of us were to take action, our bosses would do whatever they could to interfere. But as a member of the police, I just can't let this go. Detective Dudley. Well, there's an easy solution for that. Leave the investigation to the Special Support Section. Lloyd, Ellie, Randy, Tio, listen up guys. From here on out, the SSS will be unofficially collaborating with the 1st Division. Since their hands are tied, you four will take over the drug investigation for them. Yes sir, understood. And in return, we'll get every last bit of intel the 1st Division has about Ravash. Sound fair? Sergey, what are you? Every bit of intel? You know there are some classified files that I just can't share no matter what. Every last scrap, take it or leave it, Dudley. You're stuck in a deadlock and you know it. We're gonna keep doing what we want regardless, but you don't really have any options here. Akafu. Fine, I accept your conditions. Glad we could come to an agreement. Well, well. So now we're the ones taking cases away from the 1st Division, huh? I can already feel a sense of superiority welling up inside of me. Glare. Yikes. Comment retracted. I suppose I really don't have any other options. Alright. I've turned the drug investigation over to you now. But how do you actually plan to proceed? About that, we already have the drug itself in our hands. The next logical step is to figure out what it's made of. Not a bad start, but how will you go about doing that? Based on what we know, we can assume this is an entirely new type of drug. It's likely to be too much for the forensic tools at HQ to handle. That and there's the risk of being noticed by the higher-ups. That's a shame. But in that case, we might be able to ask the medical college for help. I see, you're right. We do know someone there we can talk to. A medical college, you mean St. Ursula? Right, we know a doctor there who specializes in pharmaceutical... Is that how you spell pharmaceutical? Research, actually. I've heard he's one of the best in his field, so there's a good chance he'll be able to figure out the drug's composition. Alright then. That might just be our best option given the circumstances. Dudley, can we get you to compile the 1st Division's intel and send the report to us by the end of the day? Want them to decide how to approach the investigation for themselves. Understood. I'll send it over as soon as I can. Well then, I should go. Thank you for your cooperation, Sergey. Likewise. Oh, and aren't you going to thank them too? I was just about to say. Listen well, you four. If you do anything stupid, this entire situation might nosedive, understand? Your task is looking into these drugs, and only that. Dealing with the Mafia is the 1st Division's responsibility. Stay close to the ground, behave, and most importantly, don't get in our way. Is it really that hard to say, thanks for doing my work for me? Perhaps under that tremendous scowl of his, he is simply shy at heart. Maybe so. Also, it seems he has a stronger sense of justice than I first thought. Yeah, I think we can trust him. Most of the 1st Division is just like him, diligent and driven by the same strong sense of justice. Though by the same token, a lot of them are extremely by the book, makes them inflexible and obstinate. So, you're going to head to St. Ursula right away? Yeah, that's the plan. Though I'd like to take care of some support requests too, if time permits. That's right, we didn't have the chance to go outside the city all morning. Guess things are about to get busy. Probably best we just tackle things one at a time. Glad to see you guys are up for the challenge. Now, I know we're cooperating with the 1st Division, but don't get too worked up over that. Just do things as you usually do. Show me you're capable of cracking the mystery behind these drugs. Yes, sir. All right. Feels like we're actually doing a police investigation now. Let's see. None of those look interesting to me. Let's see if we can report anything. Do you have to leave again? Sorry, Kia, we've got something to take care of. We'll be back in the evening, okay? Want us to bring you back a souvenir? No, that's okay. All of you coming home safe is the best gift I could get. Kia, my heart. Her smile has pierced my very soul. The grim atmosphere ran away at the first sign of her smile. Okay, where is St. Ursula? It's on Ursula Road, which is Ursula Road. I should save. And real quick, something's on my lip. Got cat hair or dog hair. Speaking of dog hair, that thing that was poking my foot yesterday, it was a suckle food dog hair. Like poking into my foot. I couldn't believe it. Like, what the suckle food is a dog hair? How is a dog hair poking in my foot? Must be like a dagger or something. Look at this police car. Alright, we'll have to check and see if Dr. Gwenter has any time to meet with us. Yes, we should probably ask the receptionist about that. I just hope he didn't play hooky to go fishing again. I would not even be surprised if that were the case. What are you doing here? Who does he think he is, playing games with a Viper's leader? Dino, when I come back, you're gonna have heck to play. And to pay as well. Play the games, you pay the game. Well, hello there, everyone. Are you here to visit Cecile? Oh, not today. We're here to meet Dr. Gwenter again. Does he happen to be available today? Let me check. Well, Dr. Gwenter, I see you picked up the phone today. You have some visitors. If you have some free time, would you? Bad timing. Do you have some examination or research to do? I see what's going on here. Planning to go fishing, are we? I think not. You're on the clock, so you need to do your job. Got it? Now he's never going to pick up the phone. He's the same as always. Though he is exceptional in his field, his dedication seems lacking. Yes, it's Detective Bannings from the Special Support Section. Yes, I understand. Should I have them meet you in your laboratory, then? Well, Dr. Gwenter will see you now. You'll head up to the research ward, please? Thanks. Looks like we threw a wrench in his plans. I'm guessing we can go in here, yep. Now that we don't have Kia with us. I think that says, excuse me. Excuse us. Uh, Welcome everyone. How very nice of you to visit. Sorry to show up out of the blue like this. We apologize for getting in the way of your hobby, Doctor. It's fine. Noon is the ideal time to catch noble carp, but if duty calls, duty calls. Trust me, I'm not going to hold a grudge against you over this or anything. He says that, but I feel like he resents us with every fiber of his being. A fishing nut through and through. Well, putting my bitter regrets behind us, what brings you here today? I assumed you were here to discuss Kia's condition, but I see she's not with you. Actually, it's about something else. Kia's the same as usual, though. There hasn't been any improvement with her memories. I see. Personally, I still think you should have had her hospitalized. About that, we tried to suggest it to her a few more times, but she just won't have it. I'm sorry. I know we won't get anywhere closer to solving the problem like this. It's okay, there's no point in rushing things after all, just keep it in mind. So what's this other matter? I assume it has something to do with my field of expertise. That's exactly right. Would you mind taking a look at this drug for us? Oh? These pills. Such a vibrant blue. No coloring agent I've ever heard of would be able to produce this. We found these pills among the possessions of a certain individual. We suspect they're illegal drugs. I see. Please, would you fill me in on the rest of the details? Okay, I think I understand now. So, Dr. Gwenter, do you know anything about these blue pills? Where they might have been developed, maybe? Sorry to say, but I haven't seen this type of drug before. As a pharmacologist, I have contacts in every pharmaceutical company in Samaria. I typically receive samples of all newly developed medicine. However, I've never seen a pill of this coloration. That's a shame. And what's more, the effects of these pills are particularly interesting. A boost in strength, focus, reflexes, judgment, and even intuition. It managed to improve every single one of those abilities. Well, we haven't been able to confirm whether or not the Mafia have been taking these drugs. That miner's been the only confirmed case so far. Hey, whoa. Protecting identity here. And nothing has truly substantiated Mr. Grimwood's rumor yet. Either way, I can tell you right now that this is no ordinary drug. How about this? Let me keep 3 of these pills. I can conduct a composition analysis right away. That would be great. Do you know how long it will take for the analysis to finish? Well, I have the medicine on me and a general idea of its effects. I'd like to think I'll have its composition figured out by the end of the day. But if I'm not able to do that, this may take a considerable amount of time. I see. I can contact you tomorrow, around noon, to let you know how it's going. Would that be okay? Perfect. Thanks for your assistance in all this, Dr. Gwenter. It's a big relief knowing you're helping us. By the way, do you think there are any possible side effects or toxicity? Without further analysis, I can't say for sure, but if anything happens to that miner, call me as soon as possible. And do the same if you find any others who have taken these pills. We can do that. Man, who knows just how far this stuff has spread through Crossbell. We heard rumors popping up about it all over the city. Did we? Of course, it is impossible for us to question Ravash about this, but if their members really are taking it, I am concerned about the side effects. Yeah, likewise. Doctor? Are you worried about the side effects too? Oh no, that's not it. With all this talk of rumors, I was just reminded of one I heard recently. You too? What kind of rumor? Okay. Remember, none of this is ever officially confirmed or explained, but several years back, there was an odd rumor that floated around the pharmaceutical industry. It talked about a certain religious cult that had created a new kind of drug. A religious cult? Do you mean they were a sect of radicals who had split off from the Septian Church? No, they were something even worse than that. Apparently they rejected the very existence of Adios and worshipped devils instead. At least that's what I heard. They worship devils? The story sounds more and more suspicious by the second. I definitely thought it was absurd when I first heard it too. However, I can't help but recall the effects of the medicine they allegedly created. It was said that they borrowed the power of the devils to unlock the hidden potential within humans, even bringing the user good luck. That sounds like the same effects of these pills. Excuse me, Dr. Gwenter. Do you know the name of that drug? Let's see, what was it again? Alright, I remember now. They called it True Wisdom Gnosis. Or Gnosis. Gnosis. Or so the rumor goes. Gnosis. That's quite the thought-provoking name. Well, because of its absurdity, the story became somewhat of an urban myth. But you've heard the rumors of the secret society that was connected to the big incident in Liberl last year, right? Maybe the two could be connected somehow. That must be the society that Estelle and Joshua told us about. Do you think it could possibly have any ties to a devil-worshipping cult? Anyway, in order to uncover the truth behind these pills, I plan to contact some colleagues of mine to help with the analysis. While I do that, I'll also try looking into that rumor to see if it still has any merit. We'd appreciate that. A drug that borrows the power of devils. So Final Fantasy IV on the SNES was the first JRPG you played and really got into, I guess, as a kid. Enjoyed the story, music, and a lot of the boss fights were cool. The final boss in particular was neat, cool design, and quite a challenge, and took years to finally beat it. And felt great. Its name is Zeromus. Is its name actually Zeromus? I'm sure there's an attempt at a pun there, but you know, sometimes I just don't get them. Also, hey, Mr. JRPG. I can't say I was expecting to hear a story like that when we walked in. Anyway, for now, we should just trust the doctor with the composition analysis. I agree, we need to return to Crossbell City before it gets dark. Also, the First Division's investigation report might be waiting for us by the time we get back. Oh boy, can't wait to spend all evening reading over a mountain of papers. Mr. JRPG says yes. This might not be related, but yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before, sometime this week, I had mentioned about how cars, you know, you're driving and like car stops at the red light, and then there's a car that stops behind them at normal distance, and then someone behind them like stops way far away, and then, you know, you stop normal distance to them, and then they move up, and then you look like a sucker fool. I always hate when, and Rot does this to me all the time. I'll say like, would you like, I don't know, like a regular hamburger or a cheeseburger? And the response will be yes. I hate that too. Sucker fool. Answer the question. Answer the question the way I want the question to be answered. Well, it's already getting pretty late. So we'd better grab a bus instead of walking back. No argument here. Thank goodness for the bus system of ours. I don't know what we'd do without it. Here we go. Tio, is something wrong? What's the matter, Tio Todd? You've been awfully quiet for a bit now. I am fine. Tio, sun makes it hard to see, but your face it's so pale. What? Told you I'm fine. I just feel a bit unwell is all. Feeling unwell means you're not fine. There's got to be some place to rest around. Tio? Oh no. I'll go get a doctor. Hurry. Who's gonna pay for this? Link the wiki page as proof? Well, you don't gotta do all that. Not that I'll likely ever play Final Fantasy IV. I will probably stop at 6, but maybe 1 through 5 is short enough that I can knock them out relatively quickly. But I wouldn't want to go through. We'll see. That's a long ways off. I just finished 13, so 12 is the next one. I got a long way to go. It was just her anemia acting up, thank goodness. After a bit of rest, she should wake up and be good as new. That's good news at least. What a relief. You said it. For a second there, I was getting pretty worried. What the heck is anemia? Still, I'm sorry we couldn't put her in a normal hospital bed. Mine was the only one available. Unfortunately, every room we have in the hospital is occupied right now. That's alright. I'm sure your room will be more than enough to help Tio recover. Cecile, thank you very much. Don't mention it, Ellie. I have to work the night shift tonight, so it's perfectly fine if she wants to rest here until tomorrow morning. Well, I'll be going then. Thanks, Cecile. We really appreciate the help. Tio, if only we'd noticed sooner. Now that I think about it, she first started to look a little sick during our conversation with Dr. Gwenter. And if I remember correctly, it was when he started telling us about that drug those devil worshippers made. I'm fine, If you have any questions, you can ask me. Tio, you're awake. So glad. You had us worried, Please, there's no need to be. Given that you are involved in the ongoing drug investigation, I know it's your duty to ask me about everything I know, Listen, Tio, do you really think we would push you to share something you're clearly uncomfortable talking about? While the investigation is definitely important, these are two separate matters. You're more to us than just a colleague. Above all, you're an irreplaceable friend, Tio. But you have a responsibility to tell us about this, Tio, so don't listen to these sagafus. Give us the details. Everyone's got some bits of their past that they'd rather not talk about. Well, I guess mine kind of ended up getting out anyway. But if you really don't want to talk about what you know, Tio Tot, then we'll do everything we can to support that decision. Ellie, Randy. That's how we all feel, Tio. But if you ever decide you want to tell us about the things you've kept hidden, talking about them with us will help ease your burden, even a little. Then know that all of us would be happy to help shoulder it for you. Loido. I am constantly amazed by the embarrassing things you say when you get into one of your speeches. Not just you, but Ellie and Randy too. Lloyd's cheesiness must be rubbing off on you. Yeah, I think you got us there. Clearly we've been spending too much time listening to Lloyd. Yeah, laugh it up. I've already told Lloyd a part of this story, but let me explain from the start. When I was 5 years old, I was kidnapped and held captive by a cult of religious fanatics. No, dang. The cult's objective in doing so is still unknown, but one thing is clear. They were attempting to obtain something by rejecting the goddess and worshipping devils. I think that they saw me and the other captive children as offerings, nothing more, nothing less, simply a means to obtain whatever they wanted. Oh, is this the kidnapping ring all across the world and she was a part of that? Offerings? Yes, I call them offerings because sacrifices wouldn't exactly be right, though I suppose it's possible the term could apply to some of the children. The cult had several lodges, and each was experimenting with different rituals. As for the lodge I was taken to, the rituals primarily involved various kinds of human experimentation. Human experimentation? So is that why you've got those enhanced senses of yours? Precisely. Sensors were attached to our entire bodies, and we were pumped full of drugs. They attempted to enhance our five senses using any method imaginable. They even tried enhancing our sensitivity to supernatural phenomena by applying psychological stress and hypnosis. For 3 long years, that was my life, day in, day out. That can't be. Despite all that, I was one of the lucky ones. None of the children could withstand the procedures except for me. One by one, they began to disappear. And it was at the moment when I became the last child remaining that I gained this power. My hearing became keen enough that even though a massive rock wall separated us, I could hear the others' final cries as though I was right there in the room with them. Tio, those monsters. Then something happened. Lloyd's brother Guy broke into the lodge. The team accompanying Guy was able to neutralize the cult followers and dismantle the lodge's operation. The resistance was strong, but the moment the lodge fell, most of the cultists committed suicide. Guy passed by countless bodies littering the ground until he finally reached the ceremonial chamber. And there he found me, the only surviving child. By the time Guy found me, I was wasting away, so weak I was near death myself. I was quickly brought to this hospital and spent several months recuperating here. What happened after that, I've already told Lloyd about. So that's what really happened. Tio. And in a cruel twist of fate, though I was so grateful to Guy for saving me from that place, when I heard that he passed away 3 years ago, I didn't feel much of anything. It's as if, in exchange for this power, I had my emotions stripped away. That's how it felt to me, at least. Tio. But I think back then, I actually wanted to ask him something. I wanted to ask a strong and possibly optimistic person like Guy, how exactly should a broken person like me live? In the end, though, I missed my chance to ask, and I ended up being recruited by the Epstein Foundation. After that, I joined the special support section and began to live with all of you. But even now, I still haven't figured out the answer. How should I live my life? And why? Why did I survive? Why am I here? Tio. Slap her across the face. You don't have to worry about that. It's okay not to know the answers. Everyone struggles with those very same questions. What? Why are we here? How should we live our lives? There aren't many people out there who have answers for those questions, Tio. Me, Ellie, Randy, we're all lost, the same as you. I know I definitely lost my way for a bit, that's for sure. Still, Tio Tot, there's no need to rush to find an answer to those questions. We've got our entire lives to figure stuff like that out. But if you can't help but wonder what the answers are, all you need to do is keep searching for them. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. We can search for the answers together. Of course, that includes me. Randy, the Chief, Kia, even Zeet. We're all here for you. We'll help you find the answers you're looking for. I knew it. Lloyd really has rubbed off on you two. You're all making such cheesy speeches now. Why are you like this? Well, we didn't really have a say in the matter, you know. The moment we joined the SSS, we were fated to fall victim to Lloyd's sappiness. Randy's right. We're a team. We share what we feel, even if it is embarrassing. I don't really get why this is my fault, but I definitely agree with Ellie's last point. We share everything, embarrassment, our past pains, and of course, our smiles and happiness as well. That's what it means to be a team, right? Please stop. All your sappy feelings are smothering me. I don't know how much more I can take. But for some reason, it's not a bad feeling. Bill it to the CPD? All those medical bills, man, they're gonna be paying them forever. Plus, we have to pay for a private room? It's crazy. It's too much. After their heartfelt talk, the SSS took the bus back to Crossbell City. When they returned to the SSS building and put the exhausted Tio in bed, Lloyd, Ellie, and Randy decided to have one more talk with Chief Sergey. Super happy backstory. In all seriousness, though, you like this. You like the scene a lot and get emotional over it. It's quite interesting that Tio was a religious cult experiment. Very, very interesting indeed. Darn it, that name again. Gnosis. Chief, it's about time you tell us. Please tell us what my brother was involved in 6 years ago and about the cult that kidnapped Tio. Please, you must be aware of everything that happened. I had a feeling you knew what was up with Tio Tot from the start. Of course I know about the cult. Back when they were at the height of their power, it was Guy and I who tracked down and took out one of their lodges. You did? Then Chief, you were my brother's... Yeah, I was Guy's superior officer. I guess even back then, I was a bit of an oddball in the force. So one day, I ended up with 2 unconventional rookies assigned to serve under me, one of them being your brother. Guy was impulsive, a bit reckless too, but he was a darn great detective. The other rookie was like night and day in the terms of personality. 2 of them made a heck of a team. Who exactly was this other rookie? Don't tell me that it was the Dudley guy from the 1st Division. Nah, Dudley was hired straight into the 1st. The guy was practically born for that division. As for the other rookie, I'll bet you've heard of him somewhere before. His name is Arios McLean. You sucker foo. You sucker foo. What? He was part of the police? He was, but he traded his police badge in for the Bracers Gauntlet some years back. Well, that's probably one of the reasons the police here in Crossbell have such a rocky relationship with the guild. Didn't see that one coming. So my brother and Arios both joined the police force at the same time. Yeah, though Arios was a couple years older than Guy. And it showed. Arios was always a bit more mature. He was already a family man with a wife and a daughter at the time. Guy, on the other hand, he was as bright-eyed as he was foolish, a wild card who was always rushing off to help people. I think their many differences were the reason they got along so well, though. A little less than 2 years after joining the force, and those 2 were already being heralded as CPD's rising stars. Considering what we know about their skills, I can definitely believe that. Exactly. To be honest, I was darn proud of those boys. After all, not many people get the chance to mentor 2 fine young rookies like them. Our squad was able to accomplish a lot in the time that we had together. To the point where the higher-ups decided to leave the joint investigation of a certain international case to us rather than the 1st Division. Joint investigation, international case. Wait, are you talking about... Yes, it was about the cult. Oh yeah, these guys. I've seen this name before, and it's pronounced something really weird. I guess he's explaining it here. We'll just call him DG. That's their official name, written out with the therefore sign in the middle. Is that really a therefore sign? D therefore G? yeah, there you go. The hexa therefore sign. Yeah, there we go. 3 dots arranged in a triangle. It's a symbol used in mathematical proofs and logical arguments. But what exactly do the D and G stand for? We never solved the entire riddle, but we did uncover the meaning of the G. Stands for Gnosis. Ah. The drug Dr. Gwenter told us about, the one rumored to use borrowed power from devils. This can't be a coincidence. It's already been 6 years since that whole mess. Those zealots left behind a lot of mysteries, but I know one thing for sure. Out of my decades of service on the force, this group were the most disgusting pieces of crap I've ever had the displeasure to encounter. The bastards used those kids they'd kidnapped as sacrifices at their lodges. So then, the abduction case Mr. Grimwood mentioned yesterday, it was the DG cult. They had more than 10 active lodges spread all across Zemuria, and they performed various rituals in each of them, summoning horrific devils, taking advantage of artifacts for their gain, experimenting on those poor children. And there was always one constant in their rituals, a mysterious drug called Gnosis. This is all a lot to take in. So how'd you end up solving a case as messed up as this one? Ah, right. Is that, what's his name? Mr. Bright. I'm forgetting his name. Cassius. Like I said yesterday, this issue affected a number of countries, so they got together and organized a joint investigation. Who else here do I recognize? I don't think I recognize anybody. Each country's army, police force, and Bracer Guild branches collaborated. Under the command of a certain famous Bracer, we launched a large-scale operation to round up and suppress every one of the cult's lodges. As for my small squad of 3, we were in charge of taking down a lodge located on the outskirts of the Altair, located in the western Calvard. It was there that Guy rescued Tio Plato, who was 8 years old at the time. Tio was emaciated and barely responsive, and she was one of the lucky ones. After all, none of the other kids made it out alive. And even though what Tio had to go through was monstrous, there were even more horrific things happening to the kids at the other lodges. Zin was on the upper right, another lower but looks like Erebonian military uniform. I saw the military uniform, but like his back was facing towards us, so I couldn't, could have been anybody. I did not recognize Zin though, and I guess it's been a while since I've seen him. Why? Why are people like this allowed to exist? I feel like I'm gonna be sick. Compared to the criminals we dealt with here in Crossbell, these guys are on a completely different level of twisted. Yeah. At any rate, man, we love saying that in this game. After that operation 6 years ago, the cult was completely wiped off the map. All its zealots either committed suicide or suffered a psychotic breakdown and wasted away. Some have speculated that there were a few survivors, but rumor has it the church and the society exterminated the rest of them. The society? Do you want to elaborate on the society? Because, you just kind of snuck that in there. The nightmare known as the DG cult should have been over. But now, these blue pills have appeared. There's a chance these pills are the Gnosis the cult used in their rituals. Right now, that's just speculation on my part. But if this is the real deal, I'm afraid the nightmare of 6 years ago might have resurfaced in another form. One that will entangle itself with this conflict between these two mafias. Sounds like things couldn't get any worse. But if all this is true, we have to do something. I couldn't agree more. Loido. The one who killed your brother 3 years ago is still at large. I know. No leads were found and the case eventually went cold. Yeah, there weren't any witnesses either. After Guy transferred to the first, he'd only ever take on cases by himself. It's been speculated that the culprit was an intelligence agent from Erebonia or Calvard, maybe a member of Ravache. Heck, even some have tossed around the idea of Jaeger Corps or terrorist cell being responsible. However, there's always been another possible culprit in my mind. A remnant of the cult, right? Yeah, I'd say that possibility is even more likely now. For me, this whole thing is starting to look more and more like a chance to avenge my fallen subordinate. So sorry for my selfishness, but I'm going to be butting in from now on. Chief, no need to apologize. We'd love your help. You trying to tell me you didn't butt in before now? Who can say? But anyway, I figure it's time I told you, and I might have founded the special support section, but the one who first came up with the idea was Guy. What? This was Guy's idea? But what about the SSS being created to oppose the guild's popularity? That was just something I fed to the top brass to get him to agree to it. While he was still alive, Guy told me something I'll never forget. He said that what Crossbell needs is the strength to overcome its barriers. A place where young people can make mistakes, learn, grow, and combine their strengths into one. He told me he thought that was exactly what the police force needed. Guy. Dang, that brother of yours sure was something, Lloyd. So, is that the reason Tio joined the SSS too? Could be. I'm willing to bet she wanted more than anything to be a part of a group that carried on Guy's will. Not that she's ever said as much to me. Wow, I had no idea. Well, setting Guy aside for now, I think our most urgent priority is stopping the damage these drugs are causing. And regarding Kia, I think it's possible that what happened to her is related to the cult somehow. Pisses me off to think about it, but it does seem likely. After all that talk about drugs being the cause of her amnesia. And unfortunately, I'm beginning to think that as well. So, Chief, can you leave the investigation to us while you protect Kia here? Since we have to coordinate with the 1st Division, we'll need someone to stay behind and give us orders while we're on the field. Oh, that's true. Yeah, the way this case is shaping up, we're really going to need someone calling the shots from back at base. I'm sorry, Chief. I know you went out of your way to offer your help, but this is key to our success. That right? Okay, fine. But listen up. Just like before, I won't be giving you guys any direct instructions. You'll have to take all the advice you want, or you can have all the advice you want. I'll even take care of the comms for you, but you're gonna make your own decisions and solve the case with your own will. So you up to the challenge? Yes, sir. Understood. Sounds like we're gonna have our work cut out for us, starting tomorrow. All right, things are getting good. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't know anything about the DG cult. Not a dang thing. I think they were briefly mentioned, maybe in one of the previous or later Trails games. I don't even remember what game it could have been, but this is interesting. We're starting to get into some good stuff. Are you sure you're okay, Tio? You can always wait here with the Chief and Kia if you don't feel well enough to go. No need to worry. I was able to get quite a bit of rest, so I'm feeling much better than usual, actually. Well, you do look a lot better than you did yesterday, that's for sure. Still, I was pretty surprised when Kia told me she wanted to sleep next to you last night. I just felt like I wanted to all of a sudden. Hey Tio, did you sleep good? Of course. I can only imagine the reason I am in such pristine condition is because I spent so much time with you, Kia. Yay. You're a lifesaver, Kido. Indeed. It's as if she's our very own special pick-me-up. Oh, that reminds me. I want you to promise me this thing, Tio. If something like yesterday happens again, please tell us about it. Don't bottle it up. It'll only make it that much harder on yourself. I don't mean to be harsh, but if you were to collapse in the middle of a fight, we'd all be in trouble. Roger, I'll keep that in mind. I'm a member of the Special Support Section, and I intend to stand on equal footing with the rest of you. So thank you. I'm lucky to have people like you who can share my pain and burdens with. Aw, Tio, don't mention it. Yeah, you can count on us. Sorry to step in and ruin this little moment of yours. You're planning to question some of the citizens suspected of drug use this morning, right? Yes, sir. I wanted to confirm what we found in the 1st Division's report if possible. And since we'll be busy anyway, we hope to take care of support requests as they come our way. Indeed, if we let this opportunity slip away, we might not have the time left to venture outside the city. As of now, we want to look into that stockbroker in the residential district and the errand boy from the Saber Vipers. And finally, our conceal's new cast member. Should have known that the 1st Division would pick up on all of this. If you have time, you should go check in with Ian too. Out of the 2 he told us about, it looks like the stockbroker is the same one from the 1st Division's records. But it seems like they don't know anything about the trading company manager just yet. Thanks for the advice. We'll make it a priority to stop by there. Dr. Gwenter should be contacting us later with the drug composition results, around noon, I think. Lloyd Bannings. Lloyd, it's me, Bixson. Oh, hello, sir. This is good timing, actually. How's Gans been holding up? Yes, about that. He seems to have disappeared again. What? Can you fill us in on the details? Of course. You see, Gans finally woke up late last night, but kept fading in and out of consciousness, so we decided to let him continue to sleep for the time being. Who's we? Just to be safe, I stayed with him overnight, thinking I'd report back to you today. But when I woke in the morning, Gans was nowhere to be found. I see. Have you called the hotel or the casino? Yes, but I was told that no one has seen him for quite some time. Lloyd, what should we do? For now, I think it would be best if you stayed at the hotel, sir. It's possible that Gans might come back. We were already going out to gather some information, so we'll make sure to keep an eye out for him. If something comes up, please don't hesitate to give us another call. All right, thank you. Did I hear that right? There's no way you heard anything. Because the Sagafu didn't put it on speakerphone. Gans disappeared again? Yeah, apparently he snuck out of the hotel this morning. Either by his own accord or... This is all the more reason to check on the other individuals who have used this drug as well. Man, I've got a bad feeling about this. Situation might be escalating faster than we anticipated. Don't worry about things here. Just go and see what you can find. Yes, sir. Have a good day. Dog. Alright, I need a save and mark. It's a cat hair or whatever it is. It's still poking me. It might just be like, I don't know, like over here. Like a curled up, like thing. I don't know. Anyways.